Imagine this. When you think of a mayor, you probably think of an older guy in a suit, grey hairs, all boring stuff. But actually, no. Today, we flipping got the youngest mayor that we've had ever in Lambeth. So give it up for Dr. Hashi and John Paul Ennis, aka the mayor of Lambeth. Or should I say the youngest mayor of Lambeth. How do you think companies like Orange, bro, have contributed to young people and to that struggle that you say we have just as young people? I include myself, of course, of maybe not finding the right path, or maybe not having the opportunity to do something. You know, Orange Bar has given me the opportunity to do something that I really wanted to do, and my friends know I've been trying to do this for a long time, but I just haven't had the opportunity to do it. So then a company like this comes along and gives me that opportunity.
For me, I spoke to Ryan over the weekend, and I think for me, it's so important that there are organisations that trust young people to take a lead on things. And the truth is, there's a lot of good organisations out there, but there's also a lot of organisations that don't.
Wait, can you just repeat what you just said before?
So for example, for me, Ryan could be doing this interview right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have wrote the questions for you. He could have, put all the pressure on you and then took all the plaudits.
I do want to say a big shout out to Ryan, and I want to give him an applause for giving all of us the opportunity to be here, you know?
Yeah, because even when I met you in the last interview, I remember, as I said to you the other day, I remember you saying, "Boy, I don't even know what I'm doing. You know, this is what I want to do, but this is the first time I'm doing it." Do you know what I mean? And same as Tyra, she was quiet as a mouse, and then she just burst out with all these questions at the end. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And for me, that's why I'll keep coming back here, and I'll be a strong supporter of Orangeville, because there's not a lot of organisations that trust young people to do that. Like, again, I want you to reflect
just in
on it.
general, like, I can talk from experience because I've done all different types of jobs. And as soon as you walk in the door, that you're perceived, you're already judged, basically. You're already perceived.
Like a liability, innit?
Exactly. And they don't give us, a lot of times, they don't give us enough time to adapt, to start getting better at things and gain that experience. Because how are you gonna? They always want experience, right? You get away from uni, right? You come back from uni, and they always want experience. But how are you gonna get experience if you don't get the opportunity to do something?
It's like a setup, innit?
Yeah.
Because they're like, you need experience, but we can't take you because you don't have experience. So you're like, so how do you get experience?
Exactly. So,
and I think like I said, so even that opportunity, seeing you here last week, still doing this, and knowing that the first time that I came here was your first time coming here, your first time, sitting in the seat, doing an interview, and then to see you still here, having your own show, part of the setup, part of the staffing, seeing Tyra doing everything in the cafe, etc. For me, it's amazing because it's not often that you see organizations and people that work with young people really release the reins and let you take control of the space, let you take control of the direction of things. Because a lot of people don't trust young people, which I think is the problem with society. Young people, you guys are the future. How are you gonna?
That's a good point, you know.
Yeah, how are you gonna learn how the world works if someone's always trying to control what you're doing?
Yeah.
You know that what you just said, you think young people are the future. I hear it, but I feel like also
You don't like young people.
No.
I'm getting that feeling,
you
man.
ain't even got me land. You ain't even let me land. But the thing is, what I'm gonna say is,
you got a track
I think
record.
it's not just the future. The young people are the present as well, and that's the thing. So young people are more than capable of taking those leadership responsibilities or playing a more active part in lots of things.
But my thing is, I think is a balance, because I feel like older people also have a big role to play.
No, of course.
Because if you say
I'm not
young
saying
people,
kick them out.
nah, but it feels like
I'm just saying, like,
you just got probably all ages.
We're not doing a queue. We're not doing a queue.
It's
It's more just like, there's enough space for that intergenerational and have that young person be developed.
That's what a big missing link for me is that real legacy. Real legacy means there's a point where the two different generations are actually holding hands, are indistinguishable from each other.
How do we do that though? How do we do that?
I think it's being done right now.
Yeah.
Because what Ryan's done, he's let you take the reins, but he's still there supporting.
Yeah, but speak to, of course, we're living it right now.
Exactly.
right?
But
He's
you now have a responsibility to what he's doing with you now to do it with someone younger than you.
right,
And
and then just keep that domino effect, right?
If you learnt from Ryan that he's going around your back and any sponsorships coming in, he's taking and he's using it, then you start doing the same thing with the people that you're supposed to be bringing through. So it's that learnt behavior that we totally ignore. If you deal with someone rough, they're going to deal with someone else rough because they just think that's fair. I'm passing on what I got. So sometimes, and going back to that core message for me of be kind, you never know the impact that you have on young people, especially in terms of how you deal with them when they felt vulnerable, they felt exposed. You know what I mean? Like as I said, I keep going back to that because it's quite poignant for me. And this ain't even my organization. I just happened to visit that day. And you was quite direct and said to me, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was like, yeah, so how long you been doing this? And where did you get your question? And he was like, I don't even know, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my first day here. I just come to see what's going on. This is what I've been wanting to do, but no idea. I stopped asking questions after that. I was like, cool, I hear it. But again, like I said, the legacy starts there. It's how you're dealt with, how you're handled. You know what I mean? And I've seen you grow in confidence. Do you know what I mean? Even walking in here last week, you was the one that greeted us at the front door. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when I first come in, you was trying to blend into the wall.
Yeah, because I've come to do a course, right? And they say, oh, does anyone want to come to the podcast room? So I'm thinking in my head, oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm thinking, oh, we're just gonna check it out, set up some mics or something. Yeah. I don't know, just wave to the camera. I don't know, whatever, innit? And then all of a sudden, boom, straight away, I'm doing an interview. So that's why I was just like, I was shocked, but I was like, you know what? Let's get it. Let's do it.
But those opportunities are not often given to young people. That's the truth of it. Because people see a lot of young people as liabilities. And for me, when you're young is when you're supposed to make the mistakes.
True.
So you can learn from them.
True.
Otherwise, you don't have no experience to be able to move forward with that confidence.
Or the mistakes will cost a lot more once you're older as well.
100%.
Yeah. So on a day-to-day basis, right? How do you tell a resident in Lambeth, how can he improve? Like someone who's watching it right now, how can either being young, a bit older, whatnot, how does a resident improve the community, or what can he do, either it being big or small?
I think the first...
Both of you guys, by the way, yeah?
Yeah, I think first and foremost is really about building knowledge and building knowledge. Because it's about knowing who's who does what. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And connecting with each other. I think we're all as powerful as our networks. So there's a saying is, your network is your net worth.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean? And for me, I just feel like society has become so divided over the last couple of years. So divided.
Why do you think that is?
You've had recession, you've had COVID, all these things that have told you to be by yourself. Do things
That's true, you think it's programming a little bit?
I wouldn't say programming, but everything's programming technically. You know what I mean? But my thing still is I'm a believer in humanity, and I think we can do whatever we want. So if we decide to go and sit by ourselves and do something by ourselves for our benefit only, we can do that. But what about the future? And for me, that's why I always think to myself about, every little thing that you do is like a branch. It's affecting people that you don't even know. So one of my things is I'm always trying to put out goodness as much as I can, whether it's with charity that I run with my friends Solomon and Micah, called the Bricks and Soup Kitchen. Just sitting there. Sometimes you're sitting with people that are destitute, that haven't got anything going on, and then you hear their story, and all of a sudden you find out how much of a brilliant person they are.
Yeah, I've had those ones too. Yeah.
And sometimes they feel like their situation defines them, and they become smaller and try to keep out of everyone's way. And for me, it's about that confidence piece, really. Just really trying to help people build their confidence and etc. Helping people build their confidence, helping people remember who they are, but also supporting them at the times when they feel low, so they can support someone else at a time that other person feels low. Another quote.
Dropping gems. I think for me, it's just as well as like gaining that knowledge and just trying to see what's out there, getting your bearings of your, because you can live in an area your whole life and ghost through it without really knowing or understanding how, like you said, how things work or who's doing what. But also just get involved. So like for me, when I first wanted to get involved, I was like, I didn't know where to go. So I spoke to one of my teachers who I trusted at school, and they said, join a political party. So I was like, all right. I did that. And then that was interesting in its own way, but didn't really help me locally in terms of getting involved in anything. But it was at one of those meetings I met somebody who was involved in things locally.
There
So
you
then when
go.
I started getting involved in that kind of thing, that's when my network exploded. And that's when I started actually learning from other people, meeting other youth organizations and charities, and dealing with stuff with the council. And that's, it's about your network, but it's about just, I think, just jumping in and getting involved and just trying to find where you can help.
Interesting. And help each other,
Yeah.
100%.
Because like you just said, someone's given me this opportunity, I can
Mhm.
give it to someone else and then just pass it down. And as a community, we grow, we get better.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. And you got to understand it's going to come back to you as well.
That's
So it's
true.
not, so you're not
That's
just putting
fact.
stuff out there and then, you're emptying your cup and you're not getting anything back. Whatever you do when you help someone, you receive as well. Because when you put out love, you put out that energy, you're going to get it back in abundance because the community benefits and you're part of that community. So you're going to get benefit too. So it's not just, don't think of it as work. It's an investment in yourself and everyone.
Yeah, that's how I see a lot of things as well. Gems.
100%. Like partner, innit? You put in a tenner, end of the month, you got like £200. What's going on?
No, but it's true because my mum has always said that. Obviously, I'm religious too, and I truly believe that whatever good you do, whatever bad you do, nothing will just stay like that. Things will definitely come back to you. So my mum says the same
100%.
thing. It's like an investment. At the end of the day, she says, I'm happy to do these things, either it be big or small, I'm happy to do it because it will come back to me in some sort of way at the end of the day.
100%.
And I think in the community, especially in the community, you'll feel that too. If you're nice to the person who's in the shop, or you look after them in however way that you can, they will look after you, and it just goes round like that as a community, right?
100%.
So what do we end it as in? Just do better? Because my question was like, what do you do like specifically day to day? What can a young person do day to day to help improve the community, to try and make the difference?
I think I'm sticking to my
I
my
just want to make sure
my
that's
consistent line is be kind. Because first and foremost, you don't know who you're being kind to and what capacity they have. So first, you could be kind to someone that really needed it. They could be on their way to end their life. They could be, do you know what I mean? You don't know where they are, but also alternatively, you could be kind to a millionaire that might have the keys to your biggest dream. And
That's
they
true.
just picked it up. So for me, it's like
That's
putting
true,
out
that's
that
true.
kindness. The more kind we are to each other, I think the more goodness will exist in the world.
That's true.
I think find out your own why. Like, why do you want to get involved? Why do you want to help? Like, what is your core driver? And then from there, you can then look at like what kind of impacts on that issue, and then kind of get a kind of a steer on where you should focus some of your energies and how to improve the area. And if you live in Lambeth, email me or Hashi.
Definitely.
We'll help
Our
you as
details
well.
are on the website.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of digging,
Uh-oh.
Nah, there wasn't much, I'll be honest, there wasn't that much,
On what?
Like his trim was different, definitely. It was like,
Aye.
I was like,
do
they probably forced him to cut that down.
Do not search JP's pictures online.
Nah, look what he's doing.
No, I said don't. I said
Nah. Do you think he's
But I
sly?
don't. You would definitely want to email him, not about being a counsellor, but maybe a barbershop.
Hey. COVID was a time, man. Just let my hair
It
grow.
was
Man.
definitely a time.
So obviously we've heard about your journey. So I wanted to just ask about your journey a little bit about Soup Kitchen. Do you want to just talk to the people that's about? I digged 2013, youth provision, new beginnings. You know what I
Good
mean?
research. I like that.
Yeah, always.
So started Bricks and Soup Kitchen 2013 with my friend Solomon Smith. For me, it was interesting because I'd been a youth worker at that point about 13 years, and I had never thought about homeless people as a project or work. And I remember when he came to me with the idea, he was already giving out tea and biscuits and stuff, but there weren't no structure.
Right.
And he asked me to get involved to actually shape it to what it's become today. And for me, I remember feeling mad embarrassed, because there's a guy that sits at the tube station near my house that was maybe the whole 13 years. He's just been he's like a monument almost. He's there every day.
Right.
playing the guitar, just sitting there with a smile on his face. And he kind of started to blend into the background for me. And until, that having that conversation about Soup Kitchen, I had never thought about, like, what's his name? Why is he there? Like, what's the reason? Who is he beyond that situation, etc. And for me, that's really, like, really, really opened my eyes to all of that. And, we developed, initially, we thought, that food was the kind of issue that people were facing. And we found that it weren't. We had people that was coming to the soup kitchen that were lonely, people that was coming to the soup kitchen because they had mental health issues, people that was coming to the soup kitchen because their benefits didn't stretch. So we came across things like partial homelessness, where your rent is paid, but you can't afford anything else. Do you know what I mean? And for me, genuinely, this journey of working on the soup kitchen project for me has been a complete life changer, because the way we developed into a community support center meant that we, instead of, food being the solution, we use food as the facilitator of engagement. It allows us to talk to people and build up trust, that they start actually talking about what the core underlying issues are. And they are some of the most amazing and fascinating people I've ever met in my life. And you'd never know
You'd
that
be
just walking past
surprised.
them. Yeah,
You'd
it's
be
crazy.
surprised. It's one situation can take someone completely to the other side.
100%. And going back to that core message of be kind, you really never know where people are genuinely. And for me, like I said, it's been a roller coaster, but I've loved every minute of it, especially the people that we meet.
Yeah. And experiences you get from that, the stories that you hear.
100%.
There's so much more than, because all we see is the surface, right? Once you start speaking to these people, once you know their story, there's so much more to them, So talking about talking, give me an advice that was given to you about 5 years ago, or the best advice that was
Boom.
given to you 5 years ago, yeah, and has helped you to be in a position that you're in, or has helped you with a certain situation. And then I want you to switch it to, that might be your moment to give someone else an advice that they might use in the next 5
Passing it
years.
on.
Pass it on, like we were speaking about.
So I'm
See?
going to quote a lady, a community activist from Lambeth called Ros Griffith. So big up Ros. She once told me not to accept no from someone who doesn't have the ability to tell you yes. I'll repeat that. Don't accept
Yeah,
no
and how's that helped you? Like,
from someone who doesn't have the ability to say yes, because sometimes you think you're talking to people, right, and they become the blocker to what you want to do, but you don't realize the reason they're being a blocker is because they haven't even got the ability to be the enabler. They haven't got the capacity for it. They haven't got the ability. So sometimes you might just be talking to the wrong person. So if I spoke to Ryan and said, Ryan, is there any way of using the studio? And Ryan said, boy, I don't know, I'll check. I might be a bit busy on the Mondays, but I'll have a look. But I can speak to you, and you're the booking manager. So you actually know what the schedule's like. You know that this person's not necessarily, solidified a booking, or do you know what I mean? For me, taking that no from you, I might just not say, right, don't worry about it, it's cool. If it's busy, that's all right, don't worry about it. But who's the most appropriate person to be speaking to? Do you know what I mean? And if I just accept your word, that's almost like halfway of giving up on whatever I wanted to do. So for me, when she said that to me, it really was because often I'll be going to people and it's just like, knocking your head on a wall. There's no progress because all they ever say to you is no. Not realizing actually who's their manager, who's the director of the company. What is it that I want? What is it they want? Let me think about, having the another saying is there's no robbery in a fair exchange. Let me make sure they can get whatever they want out of me, but let me make sure I'm getting what I need out of them as well. That's my responsibility. Whatever they're getting is their responsibility. And for me, that was a life-changing conversation for me. Because I was thinking, I just accept no's. Sometimes they say to you, I don't want to look like a beg. Like the example you was given, I don't want to feel like I'm begging you. I don't want to feel like I'm running you down. Sometimes, especially in our community, that's the narrative we're given.
we have that mentality a lot, I would say. We use that phrase a lot, actually. Oh, I don't want to beg it.
Yeah.
And what would you say to that? I always say, take any opportunity that can be given to you. my mom has always taught me, you already have the no, right? So if I asked you for, I don't know, I would ask you for £1 or whatever, right?
Mhm.
I know that most likely you won't give it to me. I'll probably have the no. Take the chance.
Yeah.
But
what I
that's
mean?
what it is. You're not
So
in
by
the
not
worst
doing it, it's a
position,
no
yeah.
anyway. So you're not losing anything by
Exactly,
asking.
exactly. That's what she always says.
Yeah.
And that's what I think with sometimes we're taught just
Mm.
to not take the no. No, to take the no. Like that's definitive. That's the
Mhm.
right. That avenue is done. Forget about the £1 now. Stop asking for £1. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, you might just be asking the wrong person.
Exactly. Should ask the person with the chain instead, maybe.
That's what,
Hey,
you know what I mean?
nah.
100%.
Um,
Let me get a link.
Now, for me, I think it's not a piece of advice I was given, but it's something that just for experience, I kind of realizes that everything happens for a reason. And so I've had like a lot of different issues in my life and moments where it felt like my world was going to fall apart.
Mm.
But it's like, for example, even a simple thing like I repeated the year at school. My girl's gone up to the year above me. Bear my friends. I'm thinking, yo,
Wait, you're repeating what? What
in
year?
sixth form, year 12. So I
Okay,
repeated year
okay.
12. Rest of my people are in year 13. I'm like, hey, they're gonna go uni before me. This is dead. I don't even know anyone really like that in my new year. Different lessons, classroom. I thought I was
Why are you repeating a year though? You messing them out.
small little bit. I'm a chatterbox in lessons.
No, but that's can I just need to I repeated it. So I've got
Oh man.
I got bare degrees by the grace of God, yeah.
Mhm.
I got biomedical science, I done my PGC, got a master's in forensic science, I got a PhD. I have failed every level of education in this country. Every single one from
Ooh,
GCSEs.
hold on.
Uh-huh.
You've say that again. You failed every
Every
level,
level of
right?
education in
However,
this
you still
country.
have all these degrees,
Exactly.
which means it's still possible. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter where you are.
What, you see, my mum said to me, she said, you're in a country that when you fail, you could just retake it. I said, huh?
Mm.
So I was going into, like, for example, I had to redo my maths GCSE 3 times, I think. The first time I got F because I've done the first page and went to play football.
Yeah.
Second time
you was like F.
Yeah,
You
because
probably wrote an F yourself, basically.
No, I didn't even. My F was forget about it.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna
Just
use a different
forget
word,
about
but
it.
yeah, that was what I'm saying.
Yeah, but my thing. So I got F. So I just thought to myself, when I go to college, I'm gonna redo maths. When I went college, they said to me because I got F, I could only be entered into the foundation,
Right.
and the highest you
there's
could
your
get was
F
a D. So now I went from D for don't forget about it. So when I got a D, I then went on to do intermediate to go and get a C.
Mm-hmm.
So I done maths GCSE 3 times.
Yeah.
And you still have to call me doctor. And then I went college and I failed the first year like a maniac. Like the complete year. I had to redo the whole year. So like you, I was like, bye to your friends, see you later. They went on to year 13, I went on to year 12 again. Then I went uni. I done my first degree in biomedical science. I had to redo 3 modules.
Mm-hmm.
So I was even I didn't even go to the graduation, but I was supposed to graduate the year after.
Mm-hmm.
Then I done my masters. I had to redo a module because I was involved in something mad. But it's that resilience for me. Every single time that I had to retake something, it got easier. There was less pressure. It's like my driving lesson, like my driving test. My driving test, I failed. I don't think no one in this country has failed worse than me. I got 7 majors. It takes 1 major for you to fail. I got 7 majors.
What was that? Your first one? Your first?
Yeah,
test?
my first one. But I was terrified. So there was a point where I just said, I'll flip this. And then I just leaned back, the chair went back, my arm went over, not 2 hands no more. The whole time I was like that, back straight, stressed, sweating, literal sweat coming off my brow.
Mm-hmm.
You see the moment I said, I'm done. I've wound back the chair, 1 arm up. I enjoyed myself into failure, but I enjoyed myself on the way.
Made it clear, yeah.
But the second time I done it was I didn't have that feeling of pressure. And for me, sometimes it's that you get to build up resilience and for me it's character building. Failure is really about how you see it. Do you know what I mean? For me, failure turned into an opportunity to learn things again without the immense pressure that I was putting on myself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, just failing, just what college once. Hey,
Yeah.
From failing to inspiring, who would you guys say is your biggest inspiration? Or I want to go especially to you because at 17 you say I want to be someone who matters.
Mm.
Did you look up to anyone? It could be anyone really. And then today, do you still look up to anyone, or is there anyone that inspires you? I think everyone inspires someone
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. So
I think, do you know what? I've thought about this question before, yeah, and I don't really have like a specific person who I wanted to like emulate.
right,
But a big thing for me was that when I was young, I was like, especially when I started wanting to get into something that made a mark, and everyone was telling me, "Oh, you're too young to do this. You're too young to do that." My big thing was like, right, but Alexander the Great conquered like had like one of the biggest empires ever, and it was like he was like 20 something when he did it. So I was like, how are you telling me that at 18 or 19 I now can't do this relatively small thing compared to what he did?
right.
Like, age is a nonsense barrier for me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ready to do something, if you're capable, then you know it's like that football thing. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah.
Age is a
Good
nonsense
point.
thing. So when people are saying you can't do it because you're young, not for any other reason, not because I'm not capable or I didn't know this, but because of my age, that's just dead to me. So that was someone I used as like a
little inspiration.
as like a little argument back, and yeah, I guess an inspiration.
Yeah.
I think for me, my main one was my mum, because I'm not gonna lie, we went through a struggle, and she just made everything look so easy. But in terms of politically, for me, is a lady called Tessa Jowell. So she was their MP for Brixton, and she was the one that really inspired me to get into politics. And especially it was how she dealt with things and dealt with people. So there was a bit of a running joke of something called Tessa time. So it was apparently, and I remember asking her about it. It's apparently she used to come late to all her meetings, etc. And I remember asking her about it. You know, some people would say that I've followed in her footsteps in that case. Caught quite well because I'm late to everything. Getting better now though. But and I said to her, Tessa, why did it keep? What's this Tessa time thing? And she said to me, she said, Hashi, you know what it is? Because people know I'm an MP. Sometimes they'll stop me in the street and want to talk, and sometimes you don't know where people are in life, you know. And I always give them that time where they can feel listened to and they feel important because I'm the MP and I'm listening to them and listening to their problems, and that for me is more valuable than, you know, being 5 minutes late to this corporate meeting where people, you know, are just talking about certain agendas that are not very personal.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
I
I want to be someone like that. Someone
Impact.
that
It's all
values
about impact,
people
yeah.
over, do you know what I mean? Inanimate objects.
Those moments that can impact someone again
100%.
can take someone completely to a different journey. You know, think about the times you guys have been impacted. I've been impacted. You got given a chance. And that's taken you all the way where you are today, you know? Just because
100%.
that one moment, that one person, this or
Yeah.
that. So I completely understand where she's coming from. Question, sir. So, talk to me about anything that might be surprising about being a mayor that you didn't know that you... Yeah, anything that's
What I didn't
surprising
know was
that
I'll
was
be able
there.
to. Okay.
Do you go get food anywhere, any point, or I don't know?
Get food. Yeah, I think that's probably the. You know what? People ask me as well. What's like the biggest perk?
We
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah.
We didn't even get food here.
Oh. So obviously the chain is sick, and then I have a driver as well. So Roland is my support officer.
Wait, where's your driver now then?
Just outside, innit? Just chilling.
Checking the perimeter.
Yeah, security doubles up for the chain. Do you know what it is? He's not there for me. He's there for the chain.
So
As long as the chains are
I'm
right.
just the carrier of the chain. The chain is what Roland is there for. Because I can go to a meeting without the chain. He doesn't necessarily have to come with me.
Don't even care.
If I wear the chain, he has to be there because the chain is insured. So he's
that's
there.
why you don't take it off.
Oh yeah, but also yeah. So I do take it off though, like at home, and I don't.
No,
I
of
don't wear it at
course,
home.
of course.
Has
You're
to
not
go
gonna
and
be
it lives in
rolling
the
your
town hall.
chain.
Yeah, but so the driver whole thing is mad.
No,
that
that's
was mind
lit.
blowing.
Wait.
And he has to open the door for me as well. You know
What?
Me like that.
Does he have to?
That's the protocol. He has to open it and he has to open the door for me to get out when we arrive somewhere. But I always forget. I'm not really used to it. I just open the door and get out. And then he says, "Oh, Mr. Mayor, you have to wait for me." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Wow,
It feels very alien to me, innit?
Yeah.
And then also the way I'm addressed. So some people say Mr. Mayor, but officially on the protocol, it's His Worshipful.
His worship.
His Worshipful the Mayor, which I don't like because I feel like that's a little bit blasphemous.
Definitely
So-
sounds like that. innit?
So I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of the whole His Worshipful because you're not worshiping
What-
me. You get me? So I feel very uncomfortable with that whole thing. But that's officially the title on the
Okay.
protocol.
Having a driver, that's sick though.
It is pretty cool. I can't lie.
That's sick.
But he can't like boy. I can't like say, oh, can you take me to Tesco, please? Like, I can't like, just do it
no,
for
it's
fun.
only when you're
Official
but
business.
what's the percentage of you being like Mr. Mayor? Is that
What
not
do you
like
mean?
most of your days, most of the time?
Oh no. So always, even if I don't wear the chain, I'm the mayor.
Yo, that's no.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of a sudden,
So I'm
chain
always-
comes up.
Fit the strippy of your title.
Yeah, it's like Batman. It comes off. I'm
No, but what I'm saying is, he's most of the time with you.
yeah. He's with me
At the
like,
end
every
of
day,
the
pretty
day.
much.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Cool. Your own time is free
As
time.
much,
But
he might actually see me more than his kids. I feel kind of bad.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
true, it's
that's
true.
true. That's true.
But yeah, we spend a lot of time together. So, but that's cool. And then the other thing is, Hashi joked about food, but genuinely, I don't really have to pay for food as much as I was before because I get fed up bare stuff.
So if I pull up to like the KFC there, you're saying, I know the mayor. You know?
No, so what it
Oh,
is,
not like
usually
that.
because they invite him, when
Yeah.
they invite him, they'll supply food.
Yes. Normally
I'm
there's
saying,
like a little something.
Like a KFC or something
Oh,
like
okay, cool,
like
cool,
what we
cool, cool.
agreed last week. When we was
Look,
coming
he's
here.
trying
but
to run an agenda here. I'm not on that
Still
yet.
KFC,
But
man.
I'm just saying, like, when
Got
I
some
go to
water.
events, sometimes they bring me food in it. So that's what I'm.
No, that's your
not
agenda. I love it.
No, I'm not running. No,
You're
he's
just being a
twisted
bit
it.
more
He's twisted it.
He's just being a bit more subtle.
I was just saying,
You
I
see
always.
me, I'm direct.
Nah,
He's
nah, nah.
telling you. Usually, when I go to places, they give me food.
No, I'm not doing that. Cool, say nothing. See, look, he's a bad influence.
You're right. You're hungry. That's
Um,
all it is. I respect that.
Anyways,
Are you not hungry?
no.
You're not hungry.
Nah, man.
Well, after those hours of running around playing football,
I'm calm.
hard to believe, man.
I got anyways. But yeah, so normally I don't want to say the same thing.
Yeah, but you can't walk around and just be like, yo, serve me up a plate.
Nah.
No. It's not when I go to events, innit?
It's okay, cool.
So
it's
big
like a
events, and then because I
byproduct
have
of-
multiple events per day, they're normally.
But I think it's right to feed you because you're at the end of the day, you're doing the people's work. Do
No, and that's what it is. So it's
you know what I mean?
like
So it's
the way you ask the question, I guess, just for clarity, is it's not that he can go somewhere and say, "Give me food," but usually if you invite someone, it's like etiquette. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
just offer them cups of water.
yo, he comes in.
this guy's
He comes
bad.
in.
This guy-
He comes in. He'll be like, yo,
Hey, I guarantee
work.
we're gonna have KFC waiting for us outside.
nah, sick. Any challenges because of your age though? Do you think
Yeah.
people challenge you or people within your industry challenge you?
Definitely. So basically, there's a. I don't want to throw them under the bus. There's a London Mayors Association, which
Right,
are really good. They support all the mayors across London.
right.
But
Yeah,
they're very strict on what you can wear as mayor or what you should wear as mayor, or how a mayor should look.
I was
how you
going.
should
Yeah,
present.
cool.
Me, sometimes I'm in the Brixton Streetwear hat. I'm like wearing one of the jackets now, but look, I'm wearing jeans. I've got these little rip things.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
tracky-
unmayor
he's
like.
drip. Yeah, very
No,
dripped out.
I am mayor like.
No, but I'm
'Cause-
saying that's
'cause-
very unmayor like to have rips in your jeans.
Why?
Why can't
Why
your
can't the
jeans
mayor-
be intact?
Why can't?
Bro, well, you're wearing a
But that's the
tricky,
kind
bro.
of
This old
challenges
head.
you get in it.
No, they're saying no
Doctor,
jeans.
you're
They say no jeans.
They say no jeans. I wear trainers everywhere. So sometimes I'll go to official events in my suit, but if I have to wear a suit for some stuff, but then trainers as well, because I'm adding a little bit of my own kind of thing.
Yeah,
But-
no,
you
I
feel
like
it,
that. I
yeah.
like that.
because
Actually.
we're kind of like what? Because kind of going back to what you said, like why does a mayor have to look a certain way? Why do I have to change who I am or how I am to fill this position? You shouldn't have to. And so a lot of what I try and do is just maybe sometimes it's deliberate to wind people up, but I dress how I want. I dress down, but then I have the chain on because the chain commands respect because that is the position. I'm the mayor. Whether you like it or not, whether you like what I'm wearing or not, I'm the mayor.
Ooh,
So-
whether you like it or
it's
not.
So
Facts.
that's like some of the challenge. Another one, this woman, so funny. Like looking back, it's funny. I went to an event. It was in the summertime. It was like kite day at Streatham Common,
Mm-hmm.
and I even tried to like dress up a little bit. So I wore a linen shirt.
Right.
I was like, a shirt, it's summertime. It looks a bit smart, but it's linen, so the material is thin and can get crumpled quite easily. But I got out of the car and there was a camera because someone was filming me doing something, and this lady came up to me. She was like, "You meant to be the mayor?" I was like, "Yeah." Can't you tell by the chain? And then she was like, "You're a bloody disgrace." I was like, "What?" And then she was like, "Yeah, like." Because what I was wearing, she's like, you're not fit to be mayor, you don't represent us. And I had to bite my tongue because normally if someone's trying to cuss me out like that, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
cuss
you're gonna
them
say
back. I'm
something
gonna.
back,
I
sure.
was about to cuss out her outfit as well, like throw it all back in her face. Her skirt was.
But
amazing.
that's probably the not the downside, but that's probably the other side of being a mayor. Now you have an image you need to, not a fake image you need to
but
show,
there's
but there's
people who
moments
have
like that
Yeah,
where you need to bite your tongue, where you need to show
it's true.
you're the bigger person, when you
Yeah.
can't get into these like petty arguments
Little-
or
yeah.
little
100%.
things.
Because
you know?
Or you have
it's
to be
what
clever about how
yeah.
you do it.
Yeah,
what,
true.
what you represent is bigger than you.
Yeah,
your
100%.
Exactly.
You know what I
Well
mean?
said, well said.
And so like when she was saying all this stuff to me, I was holding it. I just kind of started like laughing in it because there's nothing else I can do. And then she even said, "You need a wife. You need a woman who can iron your shirt and dress you for you because you can't dress yourself." So then
Oh, wow.
my only comeback was, "Are you offering?" Because she was like in her 60s. But I was like, "Is that an offer? You trying to take up the position?" And then she got upset by that and walked off. So that was how I diffused it.
Sounds like a formal complaint.
Yeah, well,
that was
never
tough,
getting through,
man.
so that's all right.
Have you had moments like that quite a bit or not?
No, not really. I've been,
Trainers.
like just trainer stuff, and I've had
Probably get
Do
like
you know-
little jokes.
Do
Like
you know
little,
what? I had someone say something mad to me yesterday. Yeah, someone was like, "So Remembrance Sunday, I'm in my robe and chains.
Uh-huh.
Roland is there, who's my driver, my support work officer,
Right.
with the mace. It's a big gold mace, which is
Uh-huh.
used traditionally as like a weapon to protect the mayor back in the day, like a massive
Oh,
big
okay,
gold
so like a
mace.
Smite
symbol,
down
it's
your
like a- yeah.
enemies.
Yeah, basically. So I don't know why he didn't swing, to be honest. But some guy came up to me yesterday and he was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, I'm the mayor." And he was like, "Mayor of where?" I was like, "Oh, Lambeth." He's like, "What? So why are you white?" I was just like, what do you mean? And then like, I didn't know what to say back to that because I wasn't ready. And then he was, bro, I can't lie, I was throwing bare. And then
That's mad.
he was like, "Yeah, so why are you white?" And then I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" And I was thinking of what to say, like to come back to you.
What'd you say? What'd
Yeah,
you say
bro,
to
like, I
that?
was like, "What the hell?" And then he was just like, I'm joking. And he just walked off. But he was bare angry. And he was like, I don't know, I think he was in his like 50s or something, but I was...
Oh, so not even. I think
Nah,
you sounded like a young person.
Nah, that's like, he was a big grown man. And I was just like, right, okay. Like, well, what did you even say to that?
That's
I
outrageous.
was trying to think of something quick. I was like, I ain't got nothing.
No,
man.
it's good that you didn't say that. And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Threw me
saying.
so
That's
much.
what I'm saying.
Those will draw you into a
Yeah,
an
it's a
emotional
proper draw out,
conversation.
innit?
Yeah,
So I was just like, I don't even know
and
what
then
to say.
they have you on TikTok saying the most.
yeah.
So you never know, man.
Yeah.
What do you guys do in your free time though? What are you guys about? I know you love your football. Is that what you do?
Yeah, football, FIFA,
The game formerly known as FIFA.
the game formerly known as FIFA.
It's now EA.
I've been banging out a lot of Black Ops since it
yeah.
got
Black
released.
Ops is hot right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting it on Friday.
You play Black Ops too? And FIFA and all that.
Yeah, I'm an addict.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys be what? You guys be gaming
Yeah,
when
but
you're in your free time?
yeah. But you know what? I'm actually gonna, before I leave as mayor, I wanted to host a big like FIFA tournament or something as mayor. The mayor's FIFA tournament. You on it?
Yes.
You can't get.
Can you
You can't.
play?
You can't.
Don't get embarrassed
Yeah,
because a lot of
yo.
people come with big talk.
Do you know what it is?
No,
You know
but
it-
what I'm saying,
No.
that's just a sick
Oh,
idea
okay,
in
calm.
general.
I thought
I thought you were getting gassed. Like, yeah, you're gonna win. Yeah, okay.
You can hear us getting defensive.
In it, I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, but that's as an idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Lit.
I
We
think it'd
should
be a good
stream
like
that or something.
charity event
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
We'll do it because we got the space on the town hall. We could do something
And there's
big.
a good organisation as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's like the esports people that are operating in Lambeth right now as well. You can help support us with that.
organisation.
So really
Ooh.
good. So there's loads
That'll
of
be
little
interesting,
cool
man.
fun
I
things.
think you should bring down the podcast down there.
100% do interviews on the
We
day.
could do something big. We could do
That'd
something
be
big
cool.
there. That'll be really interesting, and it'll give a complete different tone.
Yeah, because I've even
Do you know what I
played.
mean?
We had some young people in, and we were in the mayor's parlor, which is like my big office, which I used to bring people in and like have meetings there or whatever, entertain guests. And we had a big screen and we played FIFA with some young people there, like
They
for
were
like
sick.
bare
Crazy,
hours. It was
crazy.
That was like 6-7 hours, isn't it?
I don't want to say how long, man. That makes us look unproductive, jobless.
No,
But
that's it. It's engagement.
yeah, we were with the young people. It was good. So we'll try to wheel it up.
Mm.
But obviously I'm partaking, so I don't know if. Do you know what I mean? I feel like other people might not want to enter because I'm gonna win anyway. So
Ooh,
you know
Oh,
what I'm
like
saying?
that?
Yeah, it's a big,
Like
big
that.
talk, innit?
Oof. Okay. Bit more on the serious side. Yeah.
That is
What
serious.
changes? What changes do you wanna like do in Lambeth? Like, what's your vision?
For me, I think in 2018 I became the first Somali councillor
Mhm.
ever, and now we've got another Somali councillor in Isa, which I'm really, really proud of, and I feel like we're gonna get some more. So for me, it's that representation. We need a lot more you know, people from a BME background getting involved. You know, we got very good representation in the council as well as the cabinet in terms of BME representation, but we can always do better. And for me, one of the biggest barriers is that people have just never seen themselves in that position, which is something for me that I always want to change by simply my presence. So I'm known for dressing in my tracksuits, often going to meetings, you know, people assuming I'm a young person, which I absolutely adore. And then often saying to me, it's good to see young people in this meeting. It's really good that you're interested in this subject. We're just waiting for the chair to come, not realizing I'm the chair. So for me, it's things like that. It really, yeah, it's I love it because it's just like, you can have such an impact just by existing, which is nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Often JP is because of the chains. If not the chains, I feel like people might not see you properly as a councillor. You know what I mean? You are one of the 63 people that runs Lambeth Council. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's nuts. And for me, I feel like, especially him as mayor, I feel like I'm answering your question, but him as mayor, just simply being the mayor, wearing his chains over his Brixton Streetwear jacket. Please, guys, watch the plug, Brixton Streetwear. Just seeing him, how he presents himself and how he engages with people and certain times how he goes viral and on TikTok and stuff like that. I think it shows people like that you can.
Well, you're saying that's change in itself already?
Already, yeah. Bros, you sitting in this seat right now is a change. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna watch that and say, "Right."
Yeah, for myself, of course.
Not just for yourself. I mean, someone else is gonna be watching it, thinking, "Right." Jordy said, like, he just rocked up onto the course and then started doing podcasts. So I don't need experience. Do you know what I mean? You never know who is watching you and taking inspiration from your actions.
Yeah,
you never know, which is why I feel like we have to carry ourselves in a certain way.
True that.
It's another deep one, isn't it?
So I think for me, I'm not going to say what Hashi said because I think I agree with everything he said as well. Even the way I speak, people say, "Rah, the mayor, you sound like Mandem, you sound like me." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm from Brixton."
Yeah, you give more identity to
exactly.
Us as well,
so there's that kind of whole aspect of I can be in these spaces. So that's just building on what Hashi said.
Yeah, right.
Without changing as well, innit?
Pardon?
Without changing it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can occupy these kind of spaces. But then for me, I think dream scenario, if I could have a wish list on anything to just fix.
Yeah.
Housing. I think housing is like a big, just fundamental problem we have in the whole country, right? It's due to massive underinvestment in housing. The whole system is really difficult. And some of the biggest issues people have, like if you don't have a stable place to live, that upsets so many other things in life. If you're homeless,
that's
exactly, even a place
base,
to do homework as a kid. If you don't have a safe space because you're overcrowded, you're with bare people, you got mold or something, there's health issues, like mental health as well, the impact on that. You don't have that solid foundation. So I think if I could just wave a magic wand and solve how everyone had a safe, comfortable place to stay, then I think that would be amazing. That would be the dream. But I think similar to what Hashi said about building that kind of relationship with different people. And like for me as well, I think a big thing maybe and what I want to try and do as well is repair some of the relationship between some of the council and the council itself and residents. Because a big thing is like residents obviously are right to feel sometimes negative about the council because they've had negative experiences, right?
Right.
So they have, you can't tell them they're wrong for feeling the way they do. But I noticed when I first became a councillor, I'd gone from being like a community activist person, everyone was loving me, I'm always on the right side of the argument. Then when I became a councillor, I'm walking into spaces, even though I'm that same person, people hear, "Oh, you're a councillor," immediately there's defensiveness or they're a little bit colder with you. And I think some of that is due to their negative experiences, but also people need to understand the council is there to for you. So we're not there to control you. We're there for you and to help you and support you in whatever you need. So trying to rebuild some of those relationships with people would be.
I like that.
Yeah,
you're a man of the people.
I
like that. And you're a representation of the man of the people. At the end of the day, your youth, the way you speak, the way you dress, everything represents us. And us too, you know.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
just
bro.
This guy. Last but not least, quick fire game. You guys ready? You stretching already?
Stretching.
Cool. Early morning or night?
Night.
Formal?
Informal.
Is that what you say? Informal?
No, he's logged off. Formal event or community event?
Oh, community event.
So why are you saying informal?
Informal is community event.
Okay,
Nah,
nice.
man.
Hey, leave the translations to me.
Same line.
Planning or improvising?
Improvising.
Okay.
Yeah, improvising.
He's just gonna keep copying me. That's what he's be an individual.
Tea or coffee? Let him start then. Tea or coffee?
Tea. I don't drink coffee, but hot chocolate if I can throw in something else. But tea,
Nah,
tea,
but
tea,
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 yeah?
tea, tea.
Tea.
Wake up in me, man.
Coffee's too much, man.
Kendrick or Drake?
Man, that's a setup, but I listen to more Drake than Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Public
Trying to be a
speaking
purist.
or one-on-one conversation?
One-on-one.
Public speaking.
For me,
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Social media or like classic approach?
What's classic?
Like, what's not social media, right?
Oh, like TV, newspaper, stuff
yeah,
like that as
TV,
well.
newspaper, phone calls, just in
Social
general,
social
like
media.
whatever you interpret.
Yeah, social media.
Social
My
media or
favourite.
classic?
Classic.
Yeah, old school.
Old head.
Suit and tie or tracksuit? You
Definitely
can't
tracksuit.
answer it. I'm joking.
Tracksuit.
Tracksuit?
Yeah.
Mine is
100%.
clear. Everyone knows already.
Takeout or home cooked?
Be honest, man. Look at you. You already
Do you know
started
what it
lying.
is? Do you know I know it's a quick fact. I love home cooked food, innit? I prefer home cooked food, but I'm lazy. But home cooked. If someone else cooking it for me and it's home cooked, home cooked.
Takeaway.
Yeah.
I like going out.
Fair.
Debating or listening?
I feel like to be a good debater, you need to listen. So I'm gonna say debating.
Debating. That was mad. I thought you was gonna go with listening.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Listening because it underpins all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, listening.
Okay. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for coming on, showing us that there is a different way and different path we can choose.
Thank you
And
for
that
having
no
us.
matter where you are in your life, look at these two gentlemen. Look what you can become. Yeah. So, like he said, be kind. Anything you want to say?
No, I don't know. I'm good. Be kind is a good message.
Be kind, yeah.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Alright,
Thank you
guys.
for having us, dude.
Yeah,
It's great
thank
to
you
be
very
here.
much, bro.
Thank you for coming.
No, it's good.
Thank you for the opportunity, guys. And
Cool.
thank you for what you guys stand for and keep doing the work for the people, man, for us.
Come on.
So thank you very much.
Cool. Thank
No,
you.
appreciate it. Thank you. Also. I was like, what?